Welcome to this week's episode. I'm Paula Williams.
I'm John Williams.
And we are AVCI, and AVCI's mission is
to help you folks out there in the aviation world sell more of your products and services.
Absolutely.
We had a little bit of a video issue on our last one, so we'll try to control it this time.
Yeah, we have things that are so automated we can't always de-automate them when we want to. Okay, so this week we're talking about the Swiss Alps versus the mountains in Utah.
Cool.
And the reason we are doing this, there is a reason, of course, there's a reason for everything, is because numbers can be deceiving.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about two things. One is your own marketing analytics, right?
Okay.
Are you looking at the right things, and how do you know what numbers are good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And number two, with the marketing that you create for your prospects and clients, how do you explain or present your data? Carefully, because you can have the same set of facts that looks very different on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so we just came back from a vacation in Europe. We've been talking about it for weeks. We're still talking about it. We had a great time, and we really enjoyed it. And everybody who is, our friends and family are just,
I'm tired of listening to us.
been listening to stories about our trip forever. But I have one more story. Actually, I have two more stories. This is one of them. And this one is about the Schilthorn, okay, in the Swiss Alps. We drove to Steckelberg. Yeah, I get the pronunciation of that wrong all the time. And then took four gondola rides up a very steep set of cliffs, right, to get to the Schilthorn, which is a mountain top in the Swiss Alps with a very steep drop-off all the way around. And this was famous because
it was a movie set for a Bond film, which was on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we knew that, but that's not how we went up there. We just wanted to go up there to see if we could actually get there and get a reservation and have lunch.
Right.
Which we did.
Yeah, we had the James Bond brunch in the rotating restaurant in Piz Gloria, which is the restaurant at the top of the Schilthorn.
Yeah, that thing rotates at 1 revolution per hour.
Yeah.
Roughly. Mm-hmm. And you can see the Eiger, Pilatus, all the other mountains, including in one direction you can see the Lake Lucerne,
mm-hmm.
Bern.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's crazy how high it appears to be.
Right, and I think the three famous mountains, the Eiger, the monk, and the young lady, the Jungfrau. I forgot the monk's name. Anyway, Swiss is not a language I have any inclination of learning, but anyway, the Swiss Alps are absolutely stunning and amazing, and if you ever have the opportunity to see them up close and personal, this is a really great way to do it if you are not into extreme mountain climbing. We like hiking, but hiking
not the way they do it
in the Alps is a very different thing than hiking in the Wasatch Mountains
or the Rockies. Yeah.
Or the Rockies. Yeah, exactly. And the reason is because it's the contrast. It's not the altitude. So the Schilthorn actually isn't that much higher than the mountains around Salt Lake City. Deer Valley is 12,000 feet. The Schilthorn, I think, is 13,000 or, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Don't remember.
Not much higher than the mountains around here.
But it looks 2 miles higher.
And the reason is because Zurich is only 1,000 feet above sea level. Bern is maybe, not that much higher above Zurich. And, the Alps just have this huge drop from the top to the bottom of these mountains. The Wasatch Front, on the other hand, Salt Lake City is
5,000 roughly.
5,000 feet. The places that we go hiking are, 7,000, 8,000 feet, something like that. They
start there and go up.
Right, and we do, maybe an altitude gain of 200, 500.
Sometimes 1,500.
Sometimes 1,500 at the most feet on a 2-hour, 3-hour hike, right? So this is a different level of mountain climbing, a different level of mountains altogether. Even though the numbers look pretty similar if you're just looking at altitude of where you're at the moment. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you're looking at your marketing numbers, right, make sure you're looking at the difference between Deer Valley and Schilthorn when you're looking at this, and that you are doing things that communicate that accurately to your own team if it's your own marketing analytics, and things that are communicating that accurately to your customers if you are creating marketing materials that explain like the difference between your product and a competitor's,
right, as
an example. Okay. So, we want to make sure that number one, we're being honest, and number two, we're presenting our products in the most effective light for, the marketing purpose that we're trying to accomplish. So if you're trying to sell a product, the best way to do it is contrast, right? How does this compare with the other things that are on the market? So, you can do that with like before and after comparisons. And if you did that like with pictures of the Wasatch Mountains versus pictures of Switzerland, it's going to look very different. Mm-hmm. But if you did the same thing with like infographics and you just put the numbers together, then you're going to see a very different picture than if you look at photographs. So, what is the best way to present this information? What is the most true way to present this information first? And secondly, what is the most effective way to present this information?
True is the right word, but the most accurate.
Most accurate for your purposes. Mm-hmm. So it may not matter the fact that you're at 12,000 feet, the fact that you're going to take 10 steps from here and fall 2 miles is the important factor, or it might matter that you are at 12,000 feet, so your ears are going to pop. Your ears are still going to pop, but you're not going to fall 2 miles from Deer Valley.
It sounds like 2 miles a long ways, but it's only 10,000 feet.
I know, but it's a long ways if you're looking down through the bottom of one of these gondolas. So anyway, that's the point of today's conversation really is that you can have the same set of numbers, but a very different picture depending on how you're looking at it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Have a great week.